It's time for another episode of Foodies Friends on Fox 26. Wait until you guys see, we tried to warn y'all on social if you're a little squeamish about blood or animal legs. I don't know what to tell you, but we're downtown today at Potente with, of course, Chef Danny Trace in his beautiful kitchen. And we have a special guest, Holly Hearn, Game Girl Gourmet. You might say, well, what is Game Girl Gourmet? There might be a pig leg right here. There might not. I don't know. We're going to talk to you guys about the game in Texas, how to incorporate it in our dishes. You're a big hunter. You got a lot of gamey dishes here at Potente that you're famous for. And to kind of give you guys a little bit of a glimpse how you can do it at home and what really happens. We're going to talk a little bit more about some conservation and some of the programs you're involved in, but welcome to the show, Holly Hearn.
Thank you so much for having me, Katie.
First time on TV?
Yes.
Let's go. All right, let's tell us a little bit about what you do, and we're going to get right to the action, so.
Okay, well, like Kay said, I'm Holly Hearn. With Game Girl Gourmet, I'm a professional private wild game chef. I travel all over the world, cooking at various hunting lodges, in private residences, on sport fishing yachts, so anything with fresh caught fish, wild game is kind of right up my alley.
So any particular kind of bison or deer that you might want, and you might not know a guy like this who can just get in his truck and go get it for you, you're the girl to contact, right?
Yes, definitely. If you've got a freezer full of meat, I am definitely the person to call.
Freezer full of meat. All right. Holly brought a special guest to the show. Well, part of the guest to the show. What did you bring, Holly?
So,
now, I'm going to warn you guys now, if you're a little squeamish about cutting of butchering, yes. I didn't want to say organs, but,
So,
how many organs today?
What I have right here is a wild pig leg. So, some of you might know this, some of you might not, but wild pigs are an invasive species here in Texas, and they cause a lot of havoc. Luckily for us, though, they are absolutely delicious to eat. This meat is very clean, organic, not a lot of intermuscular fat, so it's very healthy. But yes, so wild pigs have been kind of a problem in Texas for the last 20 years, and you'll hear about it in the media every now and then. But really, there's no better way to support conservation than eating these guys. Just kind of pulling away, letting the knife do the majority of the work. So butchering can be kind of intimidating, but really, once you have a little bit of theory and a little practice some, it's not quite as scary as one might assume. Kind of let the animal tell you where to go.
Holly, I'm so interested in your story. What brought you to this line of work?
So I have a degree in engineering, and hunting and fishing have always been my passion. And while I was in engineering school, cooking was the way that I decompressed from the intense problem solving and working full time and doing all of the things that a student typically does. So right now I'm just removing the what we call the bottom rounds. Excuse me.
So it all has natural seams.
Yeah, see, it all has natural seams. It's not as difficult to break down these animals as one might think.
And are you saying the seams are a little bit more pliable in the wild animals versus, or does that not matter?
I think it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It's just they're a way to define how they're cut. But
Where to get.
For me, it's like, and for Holly also, it's like, even if you were to attempt it, it's hard to really mess it up because you can always utilize it for a grind or sausage or things of the sort. So, that intimidation factor, just, you have to leave it alone. Just go.
Yeah. So, so once this is all broken down, this is actually what it would look like right here. And we have our sirloin, our rump roast, our eye round, our bottom round, top round, and then our heel roast, which actually is a part of the shank, which we've just removed from the bone. And then this is a tri-tip. And so, of course, the bigger the animal, the larger these cuts are. Like, this might be a very familiar cut for some people. You see beef tri-tips in the grocery store, so this is essentially the same piece of meat, just on a wild pig.
Danny, what's your favorite?
I like it all. I am not biased. I love it all.
Any portion of the pig, any piece of the pig.
tail is like, you know, just as the phrase goes.
Yeah, I
There's
mean,
the tail. You want to utilize the whole animal. It's all about conservation. You're gonna take the game and cook the game and eat the game.
yeah, I mean, I've heard you mention that before. In your cooking in particular,
Absolutely.
utilizing as many parts of the animal as you can.
Also for tacos, stir fry, and I'm just going to slice it to fit, make pieces that will fit into the grinder. Yeah, the color is so nice.
Did you trap this
You
one?
want some cloves?
No, this one was actually,
Was it hunted?
yes, it was hunted. It was hunted in good old Southeast Texas.
Am I allowed to pick this up? And
Yeah,
pick
absolutely.
this up and show the camera? Is that
By all
okay?
I mean,
Show the
you can
color?
grind it.
Yeah, would you like to throw some in the grinder?
Absolutely.
I would love to
Let's
throw
go.
some in the grinder.
It's playtime.
Let's go.
All right.
Here we go. I could never work with a grinder before.
So just don't slip your fingers down there.
So inside the grinder.
Yeah.
You guys can see this color. That's pink. We're talking about. Look at that. Yeah, you really don't. I've never handled this kind of meat before, so I don't have an appreciation for it. Now I do.
You definitely can tell it has a different color
Drop
than
it in. Drop it in. Okay.
We're gonna feed a little bit of fat to it.
Keep going.
Absolutely.
When you say feed the fat,
Yeah,
oh,
we want a little bit of fat in there. So I have some pork fat, kind of throw a little bit of that in there.
just give it a little flavor.
A little bit of flavor, and just a little bit of moisture. I don't want that, you've never had dry sausage before. This is not enough fat.
Nobody likes dry
No,
sauce.
no, no, no. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna start today.
No, we got more. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, this is kind of bloody. All right.
I kind of put a towel over the grinder so it doesn't
Splatter.
splatter.
There it is. It's coming out. So, Holly, this is one of the dishes that's popular that you've been making.
yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll make some Italian sausage, and then we'll just season it up.
Creole.
Yeah, add a little Creole spice. So this
What do you
is
like?
Chef Danny's
Half of
special
that?
blend.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty
And
potent.
then a little bit of fennel seed. Do like a quarter of that. Good. All right. And we have oregano, some thyme, some fresh herbs, parsley. Go ahead and dump all of that. Then I have a little bit of dried Italian.
Right here.
Yeah, just a little touch of that. All right, then salt. All right. Okay, perfect. And fresh cracked black pepper.
Always important.
Yeah, good.
Peppers, that's right.
So we'll just make like a little breakfast sausage.
And so you'll notice that Danny has his bowl inside of another bowl. There's actually some ice underneath there. And one of the things that's really important when you're making sausage is to ensure that your meat mixture stays cold, so the heat from your hands doesn't emulsify the fat.
Absolutely.
It's a great tip.
Smells good already.
Yeah.
Getting it all mixed in. Really, just 5 ingredients, not that much. Just very simple.
No, and I say, if you're starting out, you can always add your cuts if you want to grind, and then just add, if you could find a place that does nice loose sausage, just, grind yours and mix it in with the already made stuff. You may just have to season it up a little bit more, but that is kind of a starter move, is to do that. That way, you end up with a great product right out the gate.
And that's a great point you just mentioned, Chef.
Yeah.
What are the options for people if they want to make their own sausage but they don't have a grinder? Are there any options?
Well,
You can buy it in attachment for your KitchenAid. KitchenAid has
Okay.
a meat grinding attachment. In terms of the texture, it's pretty hard to get that
yeah, you want to.
sausage-like consistency without a grinder.
If you're going to get going, you want to kind of invest in a good grinder,
I would also say a vacuum sealer.
a vacuum sealer.
So it's
and,
not like coffee. It's not like I can go to Barings and get the fresh ground coffee. I can't take my sausage somewhere and have them grind it for
can, but it's going to be costly. You can get it game processed, but you know, you're relying on them. If there's a reputable one, that you know, it's all about word of mouth. You know, but it kind of eliminates the fun.
Yeah.
You know, and the touch, the feel of it. You know, and I get kind of worried about some of those places out there. We'll probably never use this.
Doing it yourself.
You don't know
really,
if it's your pig or
Yeah.
you know, when they're processing, you know, 500 deer a season. So, you know,
That's an excellent
I'm
point.
not going to say that happens, but
Yeah, how can I say it?
yeah, I'm not going to say it doesn't. So
Now, you
make
know,
sure they're reputable if you
Yeah.
do get your game processed.
now these are nice sized meatballs. I noticed we're not putting anything else in them, but typically you might put some other ingredients in them,
You could-
or you don't have to.
I mean,
That's
the
kind of the
sky
fun
is
of
the
it.
limit. Like sausages. One of the things, it's very diverse. You know, it's multicultural. Pretty much every culture all over the world has its own kind of sausage. So there's lots of opportunity to incorporate wild game with a multitude of flavors.
Yeah. And we are fortunate in Texas to have quite a variety.
Absolutely.
What are some of the, in addition to the wild pig, what are some other common? So again, we're gonna take a look at a few dishes that Chef Danny's gonna make for us in a little bit that has a good variety. But what's typical in Texas?
So we have a lot of really great native species: whitetail, quail, rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake.
Yes,
Rattlesnake's awesome.
rattlesnake's awesome.
It's fun to catch too.
Texas is actually known for quite a few different types of rattlesnakes. The bison are actually really making kind of a comeback. There's lots of farms and ranches that are currently raising them because they're more sustainable and better sustainable.
Oh, because they don't eat as much, or they don't.
Actually, their hooves are.
Oh, I already smell the baby. It does not take long. So how long?
Well, it's just really starting this year, and you can see it doing its work. You know. One thing about pork, you know, a lot of times people are worried about the animals, they want to catch something or see from it. To me, it's all about
All right, so we're back in the kitchen. We just butchered, well, my first wild pig. First time I ever played with a wild pig leg, you know. Maybe not everybody wants to do that, you know. And you don't have to, because you can come down to Potente, where Chef Danny, throughout the year, he puts a variety of the game that we were talking about. You know, really, truly, this is rattlesnake. It's what we're going to look at first. You know, I don't know that I've had a rattlesnake dish before.
Texas rattlesnake.
Texas rattlesnake. Yeah.
And that's what we used in the dish right below it. We used some of that wild boar with an Italian sausage and some rattlesnake. We had a bolognese, so little pappardelle and wild boar rattlesnake bolognese.
Now, seasoning. What kind of seasoning?
Well, it has that Italian sausage flavor, kind of like what you use traditional, you know, bolognese. And of course, with that Texas spin, you know.
Yeah.
We're all about the game today.
And this is actually how the snake arrives
That's how the snakes come in.
into your
Absolutely.
kitchen. Does it have the skin on it or no?
No, skin off, the rattles off, the heads off, you know, liabilities and stuff. You don't really.
You don't even get the rattler?
No rattles.
They're like
You know,
souvenirs.
absolutely.
You know?
You don't need stuff.
Yeah.
And here we have frog legs. You know, we do frog legs, kind of buffalo style with a little spike pepper jelly, pickled okra, just fun stuff. These are dish that we'll do with the bar.
I'll take a look.
That's good stuff.
You don't see it very often.
No,
In the whole form.
no.
Oh, so
It
this
is
is
a
the
frog
whole,
leg.
this
Yeah,
is
it's
the
a
whole
frog
frog
leg.
leg.
That's what we
Okay.
do. On the catch too. On the catch.
Kind of like a sauce. What is the sauce?
Yeah, like a buffalo sauce.
Buffalo,
It's a
yeah.
crystal hot sauce. Pickled okra is awesome.
Alright, so we got over
Here
here.
we have a onion crusted Texas rabbit salad, a little blue cheese dressing, and some beautiful Louisiana tomatoes,
Rabbit.
Texas olive oil.
Just in time, well, past Easter.
A little past Easter, but this is good all the time. You know, it's the options. We have fried rabbit instead of chicken. You know, it's just
Now,
elevated.
do you go through seasons, you personally, where you're like, yeah, I want to eat a lot of rattlesnake
Yeah.
in June? Or,
Not so much.
Is it
Not-
intentional?
No, not so much. And you're right. You know, it's like when hunting season comes, you start to get that fever. You know, you want to put duck on, you want to put the game on, you want to put the axis, the nil guy, the wall forward. I like those things in a little cooler weather.
Wait a minute. Talk about these tomatoes.
Those tomatoes are
These are
heirloom tomatoes that are coming out of Louisiana. We have trucked over twice a week, and they're like candy, right?
yeah, no, they really are.
Tomato candy.
Really, you don't even need to put anything on them.
Absolutely
I
not.
would just eat them plain like an apple.
We do a little splash of cane vinegar and also that 1836 olive oil.
And so these things go really well together, right? Like
Absolutely.
and the outside, the crust or the coating of the rabbit is.
We brunoise some onions, put it in the flour, a little buttermilk, dredge it in the flour, and then that buttermilk, and then back into the flour.
Like fried
Try
chicken.
it like fried chicken.
So
Absolutely correct.
you could definitely make this in your kitchen. If you're an experienced home cook, you could definitely cook rabbit.
Absolutely. You can butcher a chicken, you can butcher a rabbit. This here is pheasant. You know we do pheasant. This is actually with our spaghetti al tartufo.
That you are world famous
chocolate spaghetti.
for this guy.
We have there's a few out there. About every table. Not every table wants this dish. But
Oh,
you know,
quite literally every table.
you can always add things to it. This is roasted pheasant. A local guy in Texas, raises this. We're all about Texas game. Flavorful. Yeah,
Very tender.
that's our hammer pheasant. We take the thigh, put it in the breast, and then roll it up and kind of cook it that way.
Very nice.
We do hill country quail. This quail here is stuffed with seasonal Louisiana crawfish, cornbread, and just served real light over a potato, a little quail egg, and it has a molasses and herb flakes on it. It's tasty.
Good. Little egg on the top for
Little egg
that
on
little,
the top.
is it a little Chef Danny touch or
Yeah,
little Louisiana.
absolutely.
You gotta add your little splash.
Gotta
you
have a
know.
little flair to it. A little flair.
And of course the color.
Color always.
You are known for your colorful
Let
dishes.
you know that
Which we love. Well, because we know that you're having fun with your dishes.
it's fun.
I love seeing
Not
it.
having fun, but get out of it now.
Definitely. All right, Chef.
This
what are we
is
looking at?
through and through Louisiana, right? We do this at the bar, and I have guys asking for this all the time. When I take it off, there's your bowl. This is the wild boar boudin. Little chicharron, tortito, and calabrese.
All right, can I mix this
Oh,
a little bit? Like mix
There's no rules. There's no rules in that.
That's the way to do it, though.
Absolutely.
Like, it should be in the menu.
Correct.
Instructional.
Instructional.
Yeah.
There's no rules.
Okay.
I love
Okay.
it. I love
This,
it. It's tasty.
this is incredible. Let's try it.
The big things. Always big things.
Yeah, I love how all of your, it's very approachable, right? So if you have a little bit of, when have you had rattlesnake? Probably not often. But you've made it very approachable and so flavorful. And so you find that your customers are coming back a lot for these particular dishes.
Absolutely, absolutely. You gotta have that wild side to it. And that's kind of just the way that I grew up. I grew up hunting, fishing, and this is what I know.
Yeah.
What I love to do.
Yeah, and your menus are always so inspiring. Anything fun coming up here at Potente? Any wine dinner?
We're actually talking about doing this meals to tail work and a little collaboration, right? So,
Yes, we
it's a
are.
big next thing. We have we always have fun at Potente. It's all about the fun. We're serious about the food, but we like to have fun.
Yeah, and you guys have great happy
Absolutely.
good stuff with the
Got you a closing
All
shot.
right, guys, we are going to wrap it up here at Potente for our extra serving of Foodies and Friends on Fox 26. We have so many fun things
So many.
on Fox 26 with food. This is your foodie station. This is my bud, Chef Danny Trace Potente. I'm Katie Stone. We will see